Rob? Rob, is that you? Rob? Are you here? Rob, is that...
Hey, Andy. How's it going? You like scary movies? You ever see the sequel to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? It's something. We can get some barbecue. You know a place.
Welcome to Horror Movies with Friends. This is day 15, and I am your host, Andy Green, aka Wolfmandy Screame. For at least another 16 more days, I'm going to ignore this monster for right now to tell you that this is... We are doing 31 days of horror movies, 31 days of, well, normally it's drink pairings. We're doing something a little bit different this time, and 31 friends, or monsters, or whatever this is, and we have...
You gotta. Sorry,
that's chopped up.
That happens to me every once in a while.
When the meat comes out, the wig just sprouts out from your head. This is Robert Panico, the author of the music that you hear during every episode of Horror Movies with Friends. This is Blondie, who, despite being knocked out on drugs, is still quite ready to eat this barbecue, and I know we are, and I will just introduce the barbecue before the movie here. Well, actually, no. What movie are we watching first? We gotta do that first.
Oh boy, we are watching one of the most insane movies ever made, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Also directed by Tobe Hooper.
Yes.
Hooper. 1980. What year is this?
This is 1986.
Okay.
Year I was born. I was born into insanity, clearly, and it shows.
Yes, the massacres have not ended. That's how this starts. Is it still John Larroquette doing it? I know he did the original. I didn't stay...
That's a great question.
That is a great question. The Chiron will say it. Maybe.
Yes.
And then this... and we did also watch the original in preparation because an excuse to watch that again is always... Well, maybe not always a good thing.
Well, I will say the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of my favorite. No, thank you. Cat hair everywhere. It's one of my favorite horror movies ever made because it's so low budget and it's just brutal psychologically.
Yes, it is so dark, so brutal, and so effective still to this day.
And, you know, I actually found out a reason recently. It was a theory that was going around. Like, the reason why that movie is so effective is that the humans in that movie are put into the perspective of livestock.
Yes.
So
yeah, the chicken in the cage, that's us, that's them. And there's just these tableaus of human bones and animal bones. It's just sort of, you're no different.
Exactly, and that's a point of view that none of us ever want to get into, and this movie is just like, well, here you go. This is what it's like
to be a livestock, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's also even the, well, I want to put a pin in it just to, like, the other animals in this room. Well, aside from Blondie, this is not Blondie meat, thankfully. This is Texas barbecue. The only thing we could be eating while talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is Moo's Craft Barbecue from East LA, and out of Lincoln Heights. It started in 2017 as a pop-up, and now has a brick and mortar. And it is I think it's para la gente, for the people. It has a Mexican influence as well, but Texas inspired, but sort of it combines where we are as well in that. So I'm gonna get us a drink to wash it down, and then we are gonna get going on the livestock conversation as we eat meat, because we're pretty terrible people.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the movie that spawned 1 million vegans. go. Shinerbach, which you will notice in the party scene, Shinerbach is product placed in Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2.
This is all over the place in that. Yes. Cheers. Rob.
Cheers.
And, let's do this. Let's do a sip. Another clink. Terrible.
One of my all-time favorite beers, actually. As a guy who likes Belgians, this is one of my go-to Bach beers.
Every drop of Shiner is brewed in Shiner, Texas, I believe. Yep. All right.
Had a hat, I would tip it.
No hat, but I think we gotta eat. We gotta eat before we go any further. This has been waiting for too long. What do you want to start with, Rob?
Oh my god, I think I'm gonna have to
massacre
go
that.
I'm gonna massacre this.
Okay, yeah. So this is
the knife.
This is the beef brisket. Oh. I ordered a mix. Like, this is a place where you could order just lean or just the fatty part. But I'm like, you gotta do them.
This came like right off like butter.
Just melt off the
right
bone.
through. Yeah.
And we're eating without plates because we're monsters. Mm-hmm. We are being the Sawyer family.
Dinner time! Damn it! Let's go! Eat and run! Eat and run!
Oh yeah, we're gonna just dip in.
To quote the father, it comes down to the meat. Don't skimp on the meat.
No secret. It's the meat. Don't skimp on the meat.
Yeah, the winner of the chili cook-off, which we don't have chili, but this bean looks like, it's beans with the brisket in there.
Yeah, it's because this brisket is phenomenal. Wow. It's got that char on the top too.
Well, so
I'm gonna sample everything.
Oh yeah, please. And what family member does the brisket make you think of?
Let me see. This one's nice. It's delicate yet familiar. This is probably well, we talk about the Sawyer family. This is probably grandma.
It's grandma. That's the answer. Okay, yeah. Aged to perfection, on the altar, and we don't reach, which means we should have saved brisket for last.
That's true.
Yeah. That's a great answer. This is grandma, who may or may not have been sort of alive. Not really. No, they just made it move in a way that you could sort of trick that.
The head does move. In fact, I rewatched that part over and over. The head does kind of nod and move a little bit. It's actually okay. So this is like the number one thing. If you ever look at that ending on YouTube, you'll see everyone commenting about this. If you look right before it cuts to black, there was a white mass that starts to form behind her. Now, it could be smoke, or it could be grandma getting up off the seat.
Oh, when she's dancing with the chainsaw herself, having become her own sort of stretch face.
Yep, yeah, stretch face, yeah.
Who, Caroline Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
She and Bill Moseley win this movie together.
Yes. And I would have thought it would be Dennis Hopper, but Dennis Hopper sort of, he's in his own movie, which is perfect because it's Dennis Hopper. I think that's always the case. This is one of the sausage. This one looks like it's going to be pork verde. So we got a little pepper in there, I think. Unless you get
the detail of that pork verde.
Or let's see. Yeah, I don't think it has jalapeno, or I don't think it has cheese in there, which is the other one. Jalapeno cheddar is the other one.
That is a spicy sausage.
So that is the verde, yeah. Okay.
Highly recommend this place. This is legit. And the cat is getting jealous, I can tell.
Yeah, I feel really bad for the cat. Ooh, yeah, it has a really nice kick, but it's not like overly spicy. No. It just it's a really well-made sausage too. Tightly formed. Just like the second one is not tightly formed, this movie.
No, not at all.
But that's not what it's about.
Nope.
It is pure mayhem, just like this table.
Yes.
And let's see, who does the sausage remind you of?
That one's the spicy one. I'm gonna have to go. I think this one is Chop Top. I'm gonna go with Chop Top because of his spicy personality.
I think so. Yes.
He's a talker.
Bill Moseley. Oh man, he just goes. Which one do you want, Blondie?
What do you want?
Oh man.
Chaos, just like the movie we just watched.
Yeah.
So,
while you distract Blondie, I will go in for a slice of the jalapeno. Oh, this one just squirted out. There's just cheese happening. Blondie broke away.
My God.
Oh no, the fork is gone, or whatever that was.
Those are my glasses.
Oh, glasses. We don't need glasses. I'm going to take a bite of this. Let's see.
Let's see, what in the world could this...
Oh.
This one's...
Oh, man.
Okay.
This one is causing a frenzy. It is so good.
Oh yeah.
That one, it's also spicy because it has a jalapeno. I think the verde is spicier because
Yes.
the cheese cuts it. But it's, and thank you for being so cool with Blondie. I'm glad I have a fellow cat owner with us today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody show this to my cat, she'll be extremely jealous.
Do you forgive me? I'll take that as a yes.
This one for sure is the Papa because he is so cheesy in this movie. Jim Sydow this is actually his last film role that he passed
really?
away. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, he's so great. Driving that truck.
Yeah. Well, also returning to like the best hits of the first movie where he's just like, you knuckleheads, you ruined the door.
Come here, you nap-haired idiot! You damn fool! You ruined the door! You've done it again! Ah, you cool shit! You buttcracker! You'll be the death of me yet!
You guys, like that is just, it's some of the best acting. I love his performance in this.
The performances are incredible. This is just bananas. I don't even know if we need to like describe it, but basically it starts with some hook 'em horns bros driving, shooting as you will in Texas. They're, UT people, obviously, with saying hook 'em horns, and there's a big game. That's the loose plot, is that there's like, that's why we had to make all this food for the big game.
I looked it up. It's called the Red River Rivalry, and that's like the weekend that movie centers around.
Oh,
it's like
okay.
a rival football team. So what is going on here?
He is not. This is a different rivalry.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's okay. He's getting the cobwebs. Everything's coming apart. Here, Rob, grab a rib while you can.
Let me get in on some of this rib action here. So this one has to be.
You gotta eat it with your hand, I think.
Oh yeah, I think you're absolutely correct. This one has
Although
to
that
be.
that came off really easily, which is
did.
another
Right off the
wonderful. Yeah.
This is how you know when good barbecue is cooked properly and for the proper amount of time. The meat just slides right off, like it's not even attached. Oh yeah.
This.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And it's actually even better because it has a little bit of Blondie hair in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can, because you want a little bit of texture. Oh yeah, get the glaze.
See that glaze? That is legit.
Andy, how did you even find this place? 'Cause it's incredible.
Well, if there's one thing I'm good at, it's finding good places to eat and drink. More than, I know that better than movies, I would say.
Oh.
And then, so I looked up Texas barbecue in LA, and I had been to Slab, which is another one I would highly recommend. But since I'd already been there, part of the thing of this journey is to try new things. And I just looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be good.
No.
And it
Absolutely.
checks out. And if all this is just you and I falling in love over meat, that's, I think, the message of Texas Chainsaw.
Oh yeah, the saw is family, as they say.
You got one choice, boy. Sex or the saw. Sex is, well, nobody knows. But the saw is family.
Yeah, Saw is family. It's either sex or the Saw.
Yeah.
We got to talk about the sex Saw scene,
Oh my
actually.
God.
That is so great and uncomfortable. And yeah.
So when I saw the original, I must have been about 13, 14. I was really getting into horror, and then naturally I went to the video store and I rented the second one. I'm like, oh, it's the same director as Tobe Hooper. This is going to be bananas. I just didn't think it was going to be that kind of bananas.
It's such a different. Oh, Blondie, no.
Mm-hmm. Blondie.
If we have no spills during this is going to be incredible.
Oh yes.
Leatherface is on. I just almost
did there.
Leatherface.
No.
Oh,
Cat's totally stealing the. So yeah, so I of course I read it and I wasn't sure what to make because the opening scene. I mean, we have to discuss that. So these two guys
please.
get onto. They're terrorizing Texas, shooting up signs and stuff, and they come to a bridge and they run into the family and proceed to drive across the world's longest bridge.
yes. That was Willie's note. Yeah. And I was like, I don't care. I love this scene. I want the bridge to be the whole movie.
Honestly,
what if it was Sorcerer and the whole time was
well, then you would get the soundtrack by Tangerine Dream.
Which I'm glad we now brought up Tangerine Dream, my favorite band.
But My favorite band, actually, Oingo Boingo, plays on that scene when he's dancing with the
Oh!
horse. That's actually probably my favorite Oingo Boingo song, which is No One Lives Forever, so it's an ironic song.
Oh man, and your shirt is that much better.
Yeah,
Look at
exactly.
this.
After that opening scene, I remember thinking, the tone is kind of weird. You know, and I hadn't really seen
Is
many
this funny
dark
or
comedies.
is this yeah?
Yeah, I was like, did they just? I thought maybe Tobe Hooper's name was on it, but he didn't actually direct it or something, which is what happened with Poltergeist.
Right, I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
There is history of that.
But then I got to the chainsaw sex scene, and I just went, oh, okay,
Tobe.
this is definitely Tobe Hooper because this is so twisted.
So twisted, and I'll admit, slightly arousing in the worst way.
Yeah.
I was just like, wait, this should not. I need to take a shower. Yeah, and I asked my partner, is that okay? And she said, I don't know. And I think that's the right response.
Well, that was the correct response.
Yeah, I don't know about this movie. You made a face. Do you think you can make the face you did? Like, it was just sort of like...
Oh, my reaction to this is...
Yeah, it's just sort of like a confused disturbance in... well, like, but it's also just, it's great. It's
also, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slap me fire.
Nothing is quite like this, and I wish there was... I kind of wish there was more like it, but I feel like that would actually take away the magic that makes this movie. But
I agree. Yeah, we don't want more because it would just be a watered down.
yes.
You know, it'd be barbecue sauce with too much water in there. You need the vinegar. You need the.
Oh yeah. I feel like the closest thing that comes to this is probably Dead Alive.
Which
Peter
I have
Jackson.
not seen.
Oh,
but yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we watched Bad Taste, which is incredible.
Oh yeah,
I
Bad Taste.
recommend.
Yeah. Look to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 as inspiration. If you really want to see, like, how far could I push something, watch this and go, oh, I clearly wasn't going far enough.
Well, it's also like, I think, a lesson in sequels, right? Like, it's been 13 years or whatever since he made it, or at least
Yes.
that's what the opening thing says.
Yep.
And I think most people probably are expecting more of like what you did when you went in the video store. Oh, like it's going to be the same movie. And I think it's very smart to not try and do the same movie.
Although plot-wise, it kind of is, because, like, there is a dinner scene. Grandpa grabs the hammer and tries to hit her in the head.
Oh,
Just like,
yes.
Yeah. At one point, they just start reflecting the first movie, and then Dennis Hopper bursts in like a superhero with wielding chainsaws.
The scene where he buys 3 chainsaws and then he just like, do you want to use it? And the old man at the store is just like, never been happier.
Yeah. He's hacking at that tree, and he's like, yeah, get it. Like what? There must be some kind of subtext to this, but
Well, the subtext is this is Texas.
Yes.
That's the subtext. And my first thing was, there are chainsaw stores? And I'm like,
yeah.
there are chainsaw
yeah.
stores. I've never been in one. Oh, Blondie knew.
Here comes
Blondie
Blondie.
realized that.
And there are many people who apparently are into, like cars, into the many makes and models of chainsaws. Because if you look at IMDb's trivia page, they list every model of chainsaw used in this movie.
That is great. Whoever did that is a hero. Hopefully they're not, because those are the people we need, not the people that actually wield chainsaws for murder. Just the ones that are like, oh yeah, this one like cuts through the amusement park the best.
Chainsaw enthusiast. Put that on your resume.
Chainsaw enthusiast, yes. You'll get hired in some set.
Oh yeah. By the way, this
You
barbecue
like the
sauce
Carolina Gold?
is phenomenal. It's more like citrusy and zesty.
Yes, and that's I think Carolina Gold it's definitely mustard. I mean, you can see the color here. Well, let's see if I can do this without just like pouring it on your phone. Maybe, I can't tell. We'll see.
Blondie had his mouth open. Like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, just drinking the sauce. And that's something that we'll do later. Oh, did we come up with what the rib was? What character was the rib?
I think the rib has to be. Well, actually,
Is that Grandpa? Or is that... Wait, did we already say?
I think it's Bubba.
Okay, it's Bubba, yeah. Because he gets Bubba this time. He's Leatherface, but interchangeable.
Yeah, it is.
And I appreciate Bubba, because...
Chop Top calls him Leatherface, like out loud, but then Dad calls him Bubba.
Leatherface, you bitch!
Oh, actually, we get the corpse that they're carrying around these dancing with, that's actually the hitchhiker from the first movie. And we actually get a name, it's Nubbins.
Nubbins!
Which is so funny.
Nubbins an incredible name because it sounds like, you know, a nubbin of meat. Mm-hmm. You know, or actually, it's probably what I'm going to name my next cat.
Yeah, nubbins, yeah.
Nubbin sounds great. I mean, that's what Blondie wants right now is a nubbin.
Oh.
He is going to murder me tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And no one watching this will blame him, I think. We're all on Team Blondie. We know this.
Oh, yeah. Team Blondie all the way.
Yeah.
Hashtag tell your friends.
When I first saw Chop Top, I thought he was the hitchhiker, and he'd just like gotten a little bit more demented, and then I realized, oh, okay, it's not. Yeah.
I think that's meant to throw you off because
Mm-hmm.
even like the metal plate, you think, oh, because he got crushed by that truck in the first movie, maybe they reinforce his head, but then he starts talking about, you know, non-flashback, and you're just like, okay, this is a totally different dude.
Non-flashback! Non-flashback! Oh!
I've heard, and I cannot confirm this, but somebody claims that Michael Keaton took his Beetlejuice performance from Chop Top, and if you look at them side by side, they're really, really similar.
Now that we're here in flesh and blood, I could maybe make a request and it'd still count, huh?
I'm really gonna have to get to know you guys. You know, we gotta get closer. Move in with you for a while. Get to be real pals. You know what I'm saying?
We haven't even gotten to the sides yet, but
I know.
we're still on the main course here.
It's on the foreground of the video, too. Like,
That's true. Maybe we did that wrong. But it's easier for us to eat, so.
I'm just picturing like emojis popping up for all these like sad faces, like you want to eat us? Yeah. This is what this movie does to you. Warps your brain, and you start personifying.
This starts
your
making
side
sense.
dishes.
Yeah. You start personifying side dishes. Well, so Dennis Hopper, let's talk a little bit more about him, because he kind of is, while he's the main star, headliner, he kind of is a side dish. He abandons our girl.
He abandons Stretch.
So quickly.
Yeah.
And also, like, at the beginning, where she comes and helps him.
Yes.
And he's just such a dick.
He's so dismissive. And also, like the way that scene is shot is really, you know, it's like full, but it looks like a sitcom the way it's shot. It's very flat.
Yes.
It's like the most dead scene, and then not until the following radio station scene does it get just, you get these reds, these greens, these like weird angles. It just completely, the movie transforms entirely, and that's good directing, by the way. Directors take note of that.
Yes. Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna change the format of this video now.
Oh yeah.
They can't do this! They can't do this!
It's a filter.
In a weird way, that scene was almost the most, not unsettling, but weird to me. Where she comes, and because they have this one part where they just talk over each other completely. Like, they're completely not listening, and to the point where, like, I have no idea what either of them really said.
We got
I didn't know exactly
professionals
what I'd
working
heard, but I
on
read
this
your
now, so
story,
you
and I think
can
what you're
just
looking
not
for is
fool
on this
with
tape.
it.
It's
and
bizarre.
It's perfect and on purpose, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And here's someone who actually really needs help, is given the thing that he needs, and he just says, fuck off, I don't have any fear, and all he has is fear. And because that's what he's talking about the rest of the movie, and he's just drunk off his ass. And it's like, this is the most Dennis Hopper thing. I wonder if he had a script, or if it was just like, that's probably perfect. Toby's like, I just need you to put on a hat, and just like, and here's some chainsaws. And I think that's all he needed.
I'm sure that's how it's pitched. We're gonna put Dennis Hopper in a cowboy hat and have him wield 3 chainsaws, and the investors were like, sold.
Yeah.
Funny
those
enough,
are cool investors if that's how they
yeah.
react. Yeah.
Well, trivia: the first investors of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre turned out to be in the mafia, and it was a huge scandal. They didn't realize until they were making the movie. They're like, "Oh my god, this is blood money."
That only makes that movie better.
It does,
which is, you know, disturbing. But this is all disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking
what's funny is so this comes out in 1986, which is also the same year as Blue Velvet, which is Dennis Hopper's revival.
Baby wants to fuck.
He reportedly says that Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 was his least favorite film that he's ever been involved in. And I can kind of see why, but also he's not putting that much effort into it.
I don't think it's a great Dennis Hopper performance.
It's not.
I don't think so. And I think that's actually another reason why Hooper did it really well to sort of direct around him.
Yeah.
The movie, it's more Stretch's film.
Well,
and she's great.
She's the Furiosa and he's the Mad Max. Like, it's not really Max's movie. This is Furiosa's story in many ways. Mm-hmm. If we're comparing, I can't believe we just. Has anybody in the history compared Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 with Mad Max Fury Road? I think not. You heard it here first.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
We are breaking, everything.
Breaking new ground.
And slicing new meat. Ooh, oh my god, this brisket.
This brisket is the winner, by the way.
Yeah,
I had to rank
Grandma,
everything tonight.
you taste the best.
No, leave her alone.
No! Get away from her! Get away! Yow! Don't touch her! No!
I read that during the audition period, when they're looking for the actor that could play Stretch, she came into the room screaming, having a complete meltdown, freaking out, closes the door, and got the producers to like put chairs against the door. They thought somebody was attacking her. That was the audition.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah. It's one of those really cool audition stories that I wish had more fame, because that is a hell of a way to introduce yourself to the casting process.
Yes, exactly. Especially if you make them confused, because they probably weren't sure. And that's the best, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
She is a wild card.
Don't call me darling, damn it.
I'm gonna have to get into these side dishes, actually. I'm gonna start with the
beans.
the
I think
beans,
yeah, because that has the brisket in there.
This has brisket, and so we get bonus brisket here.
Ooh.
Check it out.
Bonus brisket, like that needs like a huge like bouncing announcement. Bonus brisket, which
the brisket was definitely a needed addition to those beans. Those beans are already good and really kind of a creamy sauce, but that brisket really tied the room together, dude.
I will say, it's like I'd rather just eat that.
I'd rather just have the brisket, to be honest.
Yeah,
but it's
but
really
this
good.
is still really good. Yeah. And maybe this is the first one that like a disservice of waiting so long on the beans.
Oh yeah, these had to be piping hot, I think.
I think so. Yeah, and I imagine the mac and cheese will probably do that
right.
too. But let's give it a shot.
Let's give this a shot.
We are both vaccinated.
Very thick and great. Oh yeah.
Bubba, she's ready. Bring her on down.
But I think
Okay, that is excellent.
Oh,
Well, that might be my second favorite thing of this whole
that's really fucking
mise en
good.
scène.
Yeah, I want another one.
Whoa. Okay, that
That is creamy.
This mac and cheese, I have to get a close up to this. Got the nice crust. It's just creamy. The cheese is
But it's not even too rich at the same time.
It's not overwhelming.
The crust is this has all these things have a great char and crust. The top layer of this movie and of this table.
The surface layer is the plot. What's below that is metaphors about being in the point of view of livestock.
Yes. Well, that's even in the first movie. It's shot like this too. We are from below. We are looking from the dregs of society, America, and like this is our point of view. We're not any better than these fucking people.
No, we're just animals.
We're all just animals. Like we are eating each other. That is America. Cannibalization. That is what capitalism is. Yay!
Absolutely. Yay, capitalism.
As we celebrate it here. I don't know. I mean, there's mixed metaphors all over this table. But God damn it if it's not delicious.
I got a real good eye for prime meat.
How are we gonna do? I guess I'll start with the
Coleslaw.
coleslaw here. I'll go with this coleslaw. It looks like it's not a very mayonnaise heavy coleslaw, which to me is a good thing.
And I got me some pickles here, which is very necessary, especially for a sausage kind of affair.
Oh yes, the coleslaw is good. I would say, yeah, it actually is not very mayonnaisey. It has a nice pepper to it.
Good. This one is nice and vinegary and sour. It's not too sweet.
Well, the barbecue sauces are sweet, but not too sweet.
No,
And-
they got that nice the balance of vinegar and sugar in a barbecue sauce. I think is what people like, try so hard to accomplish in a signature barbecue sauce.
I agree, and I think the ones that are maybe even too popular or most popular are the ones that are probably too sweet. The ones that are, Sweet Baby Ray's is good, but it also is still like on that edge. And what is barbecue sauce? It's ketchup and then either molasses,
Brown sugar.
yeah. It's just ketchup with more sugar and then something dark to make it that color.
Some like apple cider vinegar or something.
Yeah,
I think.
The vinegar. Yeah, but I remember when I was younger, I went to a barbecue sauce making class. It was like it was just like basically ketchup and then all the different things, and it was really fun. All you do is just like it's like art class. You're just throwing it in a bowl and just. Oh, so do we have is this Caroline Williams?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the mac and cheese is Carolina one was because it's the best. I'd say this is probably what was his name? AG? Like who?
LG.
LG. Like the LG has got to be the beans.
Well, that means it's gonna have a second life.
Yeah.
Because LG is dead.
And
let's be honest.
And then he gets up without a face, and it's that. So
that is glorious.
I completely forgot this scene when I was rewatching it, and when he got up, and I was like, no. And then like they start having a conversation, and he's got like his ribs exposed. I'm just like. What? I do not remember any of this. And honestly, arguably, it's probably like the least funny scene. It's actually the one that's kind of like sweet.
Well, I would say that was my note when she's like, "I love you, LG," and I'm
yeah,
like,
that did
"Do
make
you?"
sense. Yeah, I don't think you do.
LG. I love you.
Because like earlier, he's so mad when he like kind of comes on to her, or like we don't know what their relationship is. It seems like they're just coworkers, and he's just sort of Texas like flirty.
Yeah.
But
well, definitely texting. He spits in the studio.
That is wonderful. And then when he spits when he comes back to life, the spitting. I was gonna spit, but I won't do that to you.
We live in a time of Corona. We can't do that.
Yes. Oh, that's true. We are. There's a line, and it's spitting. Mm-hmm. You know, we'll do anything else, but we will not spit on this set.
Shit.
God, we're just so on theme here.
Actually.
Oh yeah. How do you
put
want to
some-
do this?
I'm gonna put
Oh
some
yeah, make a
brisket on
sandwich.
there. I'm
This is the ingenuity
This
of
is-
Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. You could just have the toast, which is what the first
toast.
movie was, but then no, we're gonna add all this.
And some BBQ.
And then I hope you fold it to make it a mess.
Yeah.
Oh no, you get
Oh
some
yeah,
coleslaw
I
on
need
there.
some coleslaw in here.
Yeah,
What am I
yeah.
doing? This amateur hour. Can you tell that I'm from Missouri and not Texas?
Well, now we can.
St. Louis ribs.
Oh.
Very, very,
Oh.
very much kind of the best. Sorry, Texas. But
Ooh. Yeah,
them fighting words, I know. But
I think I'm not going to choose the best in terms of ribs. You know, whatever ribs in front of me, that's the best. Ooh.
Okay, got a pretty good setup here.
okay.
Oh well, I think if anything, people are going to be more likely to go to Moose than watch the movie. But I think you got to do both. Yeah.
Would not recommend doing the same. Watching while eating this at the same time. The movie is actually rather gory. Which is a response to the first movie being perceived as gory when really actually it's very little graphic violence in the first movie. It's all psychological.
And that's actually very interesting. You're right. It does seem like it's so brutal, and brutal to me means violence and blood everywhere. But it's really just wreckage. It's like, well, there's meat, and there's sort of like what we see the after effect. We see like where they're going to become. Gristle in the mill. We see the sausage grinder.
Yeah.
We see. I mean, there is like the pummeling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it really is just sort of brute force and blunt.
Yeah, even like the famous the meat hook scene, like it's
Oh, yeah, it actually cuts away from it.
It cuts away, you see, but like it's what's going on inside your head, and the bucket under her collecting the blood. That's it's like those little touches just create this really visceral like idea of pain and violence. Like that's again genius directing.
It's a masterpiece, that movie. I
It
think
is.
the first time I saw it, it didn't. I don't know why it didn't sort of move me, or like I don't know what it just didn't connect. And then this time around for this, I was just like, oh, this movie is perfect.
It is a perfect movie, yeah.
And like even the sunsets, there's a lot of shots of the sunset and the moon, and I'm thinking of like the sunset is almost a motif of like, and this time it was sort of like the sun is setting on America, the sun is setting on these people, and then I was like, what does that make us? And I wrote down the zombified corpses of America.
Oh yeah,
that's I think, and that's I mean. That feels right.
There's also there's definitely it's very, very subtle, and like you could argue against it, but I think there is a lot of Vietnam commentary.
Okay.
Well, especially because Edwin Neal, who plays the hitchhiker, or I guess Nubbins now we call him, in the first movie, he was a Vietnam veteran, and he claimed that making that movie was the worst experience of his life. It was worse than being in Vietnam. He was quoted actually saying that.
Oh my god.
But then you get Chop Top, who like is very like upfront a Vietnam veteran who who like I don't know if the play came from that or what, but I mean there was that, and you hear the Star Spangled Banner playing like when they're shutting the radio station down, which like has to be a commentary.
Of course.
It's another cussing caller.
You little ass gonna be in big trouble over that tape, girl.
Of course, Tobe Hooper repeats in Poltergeist.
Oh,
we
okay,
open with it every time the TV, which happened at American TV stations.
Yes.
Back in the day. Do you? Because I don't remember that as a child, like ever seeing the TV just like the station is going to shut down for the night. We're going to play the Star Spangled Banner.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
I'm glad I don't remember that.
Yeah, especially after watching Poltergeist. I'm really glad I never experienced that.
Yeah, America's scary enough. But I mean, it's the same. I mean, that's the equivalent of doing the Pledge of Allegiance every class or whatever, and that, my partner was forced to do that when they came back from COVID, and she's like, no, I'm not going to do that.
No.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
There's no law that says you have to do that.
Yeah, there is no law. But there is a law that if you go to Moose, you have to get the mac and cheese.
That
law has been enacted.
The brisket and the mac and cheese, and also that you pick up yourself some Shiner Bock to wash it down. For the real Texan experience.
And there's no sponsors on this. This is just magic. It just showed up. That would have been the best. Leatherface was there.
Oh, yeah.
Can we talk about his dancing with the chainsaw?
Okay, yeah.
It's just funny.
It's funny, and you know what? Here's the thing: it's not the same guy. Gunnar Hansen's the one that played Leatherface in the first movie, and
yeah, you can tell it's different.
It's totally different. It's a different look, different take. But so Gunnar Hansen in the first movie, he actually did research. He went to mental asylums and stuff and watched how people moved, and he studied their movements. So when he was doing Leatherface, it's coming from like a place of realism. Where, like, this is a person like who's mentally, not just immobile, like mentally, like he has a lot of arrested development. He's like a big child.
Yes, I mean, even like in his noises, I mean, he sounds like a pig, sort of.
Pig. Yeah.
Yeah, but like his physicality in the movie is so good.
It's great, and it's very simple, but like he's overbearing. But that chainsaw dance at the end is just primal, like what he's doing. Then you get this one where it's just this kind of like.
Yeah, it's sort of it's like a mating ritual. Yeah,
like a bird. Yeah.
And it's just like it becomes a signature, and like the first time you sort of like it's amusing. You're like, is that on purpose? And then you're just like, oh, this is just a joke, and it's funny
through the whole movie.
Yeah.
Now I'm just picturing David Attenborough talking about birds mating, his voice over shots of Leatherface.
Yes.
This extraordinary creature is half blind, half deaf, and this is just about as fast as it can move.
Well, Rob, I mean, are there any like lasting thoughts? I feel like we massacred this.
We did massacre this. This is the most delicious
so much fun.
This is great. Thank you for putting this together.
The beer, and thank you for you were the one who we're like, oh, we have to do this movie. So I'm like, okay.
It's insane.
Yeah, it is insane, and it goes down smooth, just like a Shiner and Carolina Gold. So Rob, thank you again.
Thank you. Seriously, this feels
like
so much fun.
This feels like the most Wolfmandy, I think, because I feel like a wolf right now. I feel like there's meat just dripping.
Before we end it though,
yes,
I have to drink the sauce.
Oh. Please drink the sauce. This one has not been besmirched. So yeah.
Okay, I'm going for this one. This is gonna be. You've seen it here. Oh my God, it's so good.
On that note, we are doing this for the Trevor Project. That's right, a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping the LGBTQ community, Q+ community, and there's so many reasons not to do this, but like when I'm sitting here with you, I'm like, why would I not want to do this?
Yeah.
Let's all do weird things with your friends.
Yes.
And put it on film. Maybe people will watch it, maybe they won't, but who cares? This was worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm doing it, I'm doing it for my buddy Chris, and I hope you join us tomorrow. The next episode is, I believe, on Shudder. It is V, the Soviet Union witch movie. And we are going to be pairing it with some Slovakian wine. The closest I can get, but I believe it was in the Soviet stronghold at that time. Now we will taste Sweet Freedom as we watch V with my buddy John. And that is next week. I believe it's on Shudder. There will be more information on where it's streaming, so you can do your homework. Rob will be watching with you. Oh, yes. And in the meantime, I will see you at the next phase of the moon. right here. Oh yeah, let's turn it around.
There we go.
That it'll be looking orange. Remind me that for continuity. And now we look at that reflection, that sweet, beautiful reflection. Let's howl at the moon for the friends we miss, the friends we wish were here to see this. Rob, I was gonna say howl at the same time. Raoul, howl with me. Ow, ow! Ow!